I apologize to members of my audience couldn't make it tonight. They had some car trouble, so I have these three. I hope that's okay. Tonight, we're actually going to be talking about business etiquette. So imagine you are leading a business meeting with the CEO or the president of one of your a business company or a firm. When you meet, how do you greet them? Do you greet the men before you greet the women? Or do you give them a firm East Texas handshake, or do you go in for a light handshake? And then all the way up to the dinner, how do you behave during that dinner? These small points could make or break that business deal and potentially your career. Today we will be talking about business etiquette. Business etiquette is an integral part of different countries and regions' business culture. It encompasses the perspectives of those cultures and pretty much tells you the things you can and cannot say and the things that you can and cannot do. As the globalization of industries and marketplaces continues to expand, managers are being encouraged to recognize these differences in these cultures and to recognize why business etiquette is so important in their day-to-day running. With an ever-diversifying and ever-shrinking business culture, we conduct dealings with people of all walks of life every day, both domestic and international. According to major business groups like Forbes and American Express, proper conduct is required to establish and maintain successful business relationships. As somebody who will one day own his own business, I recognize how important it is to know your business partner and know what makes them tick. Knowing these small details could result in exponential monetary and non-monetary returns. Today we will be discussing the importance of meeting etiquette in the business setting. To begin with, we will look at the business setting of verbal and non-verbal etiquette. A couple of do's and don'ts when you're in a meeting. A handshake is still the professional standard. Do not allow your cell phones in meetings, as they might be a distraction. Don't invite everyone to the meeting. If it's a general health check for the company, you can go ahead and invite everybody, but if it's for a specific department, stick to a small group. Be on time and do your research. Have your facts in order and be prepared to answer and ask questions. End your meetings early if possible. Nobody wants to be in a meeting longer than they have to. Don't gossip during a meeting, as it might be a distraction to the speaker. Double check before you hit send. Any kind of communication, whether verbal or electronic. You want to make sure you send the right information to the right people and there aren't any errors in it. Watch your language. Always say please and thank you. Don't be a business card pusher. And show genuine interest. Now that we have looked at the verbal and non-verbal do's and don'ts within the business setting, let's look at where you would apply these settings. When I say this, I mean let's look at the in-office etiquette versus the out-of-office etiquette. And specifically, if you were to take somebody or be taken out by somebody to a business dinner. Let's look at some of the out-of-office do's and don'ts. Before your meal, first off, arrive at the destination on time. It's normal business etiquette to eat something ahead of time so you're not the one at the dinner always stuffing their face or, drinking too much. Dress appropriately. It is a business dinner, and so you don't want to show up in jeans and a polo when everybody else is wearing a button-up shirt and tie. Silence your cell phone. It's the worst distraction. During the meal, wait to sit down before your host. Wait to sit down until your host sits down first. Place your napkin in your lap right away. If your host orders an alcoholic beverage, feel free to do so. If they don't, do not order an alcoholic beverage. Even if you or your company is footing the bill for the dinner, don't order the most expensive thing. It's just not classy. Use utensils correctly and eat at a medium pace. If your host is eating at a slower pace, match the pace of your host. You don't want to look like a pig at dinner. After the meal, place your utensils in the I am finished position. There are varying kinds of etiquette when it comes to dish placement and utensil placement, which could be covered in a different video, but for the business setting, let the waiter know when you're done. Make the move to pay for dinner, even if your host is really supposed to be the one who pays for everything. Make the move even if you're not expected to. And don't forget to thank your host. It's just a polite thing to do. In conclusion today, I have discussed the importance of business etiquette, from verbal and non-verbal etiquette to etiquette in the office and etiquette outside of the office. Observing these different kinds of etiquette contribute to building successful business partnerships. I hope all of us one day get that chance to be in a position to secure a major business deal. And when that day comes, make sure you're ready for it.